My mother is a yak herder, and almost all the year she is staying with the yaks in the high mountains. My father and eldest brother passed away when I was young, and now I am taking care of myself, my younger sister, brother, and 3-year-old niece. My brother and sister is too small to talk with me, and sometimes they fight. In those moments, I just wish for a different life. The best part of my day is going to school. I have my friends there, and there's so much going on. If there is no WFE food, my mother would take me out of the school because she's the only one working. If I can become an engineer, I want to bring my mother home and I want to keep her safe.
We have seen that something as small as providing meals in schools can play a huge role in whether or not children like Doji can finish schools and follow their dreams. Most of the parents in the rural parts of Bhutan, they are farmers, so they are always very reluctant to send their children to school because they need a helping hand at the farms. Seeing the children at the school, they're eating the meals and they don't have to grow up so early, because at the school you have the chance to be a kid. No, just be a kid and then laugh and play with your friends and teachers, and then just have fun learning. The school meals gives parents a reason to put you to school. And now that you are in the school, you know the value of education and how much of a difference it has made in your life. So then you will never allow your children not to get an education.
Our children in the rural areas generally come from poorer families, and they need the head start of the school feeding program. If we want our children to be able to make the best use of the education that's provided in the classroom, we must ensure that they have the food to fuel their education.
Despite the fact that we talk a lot about economic development and progress, the GDP per capita, I think the reality is different. There are problems. People are still poor. That is very clear. They are definitely poor, and without food, they cannot send their children to school. So I think because of that, food acts almost like incentive for children to come to schools, and in the process they learn, and then they grow up, and then they, like me, they engage themselves in the advancement of the country. I think it is really one contributor for people to come out of poverty. I really think that, because children go to school right now in many parts of Bhutan because there is food. You can postpone education, but you can't postpone eating.
Bhutan is an incredibly mountainous country. We deliver food to 233 schools in every corner of Bhutan.
So we have really been devising so many alternatives to ensure that the children get the food on time, that there's no pipeline break. In rainy season, roads can get blocked up to weeks, and then even when it's transported by the mules and porters, they have to walk through the muddy path, and it's really difficult.
Most of the communities are not connected by road, so we have to resort to mules, oxen and yaks to get the food to the schools.
So monitoring in Bhutan is pretty tough, you have to walk days and days, but once you're there at the destination, it's such a gift. You enjoy that, a very unique joy of being of help to people.
Yes, I think the partnership between the royal government and the WFP has been excellent.
WFP is proud actually to be partnered with the Ministry of Education, not only because we are supporting them, but they are also supporting us.
since 1976, 76, 86, 96, 2006, still going strong. So I think we have every evidence to know that this has been a very successful program.
The next 5 years will be the most critical because that will be the last phase of WFP's presence in Bhutan. It will be critical because we have to ensure that what we have been doing over the last 40 years doesn't suddenly lose the momentum.
We have to continue with the feeding program, but I think the modus operandi has to keep changing. We have to look at a local level. Can we have a mixed mode of feeding system with the community involvement?
In Bhutan, school agriculture program is actually the joint program of two ministries, Education Ministry and Agriculture Ministry. School agriculture program is an innovative approach towards feeding because it provides nutrition to the students and also a forum for students to learn. That's why they grow the vegetable which are nutritionally important. You will see the students very selective. They grow carrot, they grow green vegetables, and they know already which vegetable actually contributes to their nutrition.
The government of Bhutan is very committed. You're talking about Bhutan's children. You're talking about the future of Bhutan. So therefore, there's absolutely no compromising there. We have to ensure that resources are made available to ensure the continuity of our school feeding program.
Over the last 40 years that WFP has been in the country, we have seen many success stories. We have ex-beneficiaries who have become singers, judges, top-level civil servants, ministers, and if I ask them, they will always attribute a part of the success to the school meals.
My name is Karmentan. I'm an entrepreneur. Today I'm serving as the CEO of my small enterprise, and I'm one amongst the beneficiaries of WFP school feeding program. It means a lot to me because in the school where I was brought up, it is very remote place. It's a place which is deprived of so many facilities of today. Comparing to today's world, still it is that way. So it means a lot to us. And most of the people who shared those meals, they are working in the civil servant at the highest of the ranks.
My name is Tashi Shezom. I am the first women justice at the Supreme Court of Bhutan, and I was the beneficiary of the WFP school feeding program. For children from humble families, the school feeding program makes a great deal of difference to go to their aspirations.
Hello, my name is Ukin Pandey. I'm the lead singer of my band, Tok Revival. I'm the former beneficiary of WFP school feeding program. Being, in a large family, even a meal, even a lunch from school to a student would, make a huge difference.
People define gross national happiness in many ways, but ultimately it is about a person's ability to choose and to choose consciously a life that will make for content living. So therefore there is a link, a direct link between the nation's aspirations to enhance gross national happiness in the country and school feeding program, especially for the poorest of the poor and especially in the far-flung villages. And this is why for the Royal Government of Bhutan, it goes without saying that we are absolutely committed to ensuring the continuity of the school feeding program in Bhutan.